Welcome back, everyone, to The Secrets of Science. My name is Natalia Lopez, and I am an environmentalist who is passionate about teaching you about revealing all of the dangerous secrets of science. In today's episode, we will uncover the truth about the overuse of pesticides in farming, or how I like to call it, the spray of death. Now, the use of pesticides is an important issue in today's world due to their significant growth and purchase over the last few years, which has increased at a fast rate. Currently, the global pesticide use has grown to 3.5 billion kilogram active ingredients per year, and a significant proportion of those chemicals applied has been proven to be excessive, uneconomic, or unnecessary in both industrialized and developing countries. Also, with more pesticides placed around our lands, more environmental threats due to pesticides are much higher. According to the U.S. National Library of Medicine and National Institute of Health, pesticides have become an anthropogenic issue and have affected the environment in various ways, whether it contaminates soil, water, turf, and other vegetations, or kill insects or weeds. And also, pesticides can be toxic to a host of other organisms, including birds, bees, fish, beneficial insects, and non-target plants, and even us humans. Now, if pesticides are bad, why are people doing it? So, these are the factors that have led to this giant problem. It all started when farmers noticed a shortage of crops because of a variety of insects who were getting inside or eating them. Farmers know that they would lose a significant proportion of their food crops, which leads to food waste and rising costs at the grocery store, says Dr. Ruth McDonald, who is a food scientist and interim senior associated with the Dean, Iowa State University College of Agriculture and Life Science. This is why pesticides could help farmers grow more crops safely. As well, other major uses of pesticides are to control disease carriers, such as mosquitoes, ticks, rats, and mice, and can be utilized to control certain weeds and insect infestations. The trade-off of pesticides, however, is that in farming, as I said, they can help limit and control insects, but they can also damage the environment and its living ecosystems which are near the farms. Another trade-off is that even if farmers use pesticides, they're actually affecting their own health, putting themselves in danger. According to pesticidereform.org, pesticides on humans can give cancer, burning, stinging, itching, and more. Now, some fun facts you need to hear about pesticides is that there are actually more than hundreds of different varieties of pesticides out there, and they're each programmed for specific purposes. Also, another fact is that in many places around the world, such as New York, certified pest technicians must have at least 40 hours of field experience under the supervision of a qualified pesticide applicator before they can legally use control of pesticides. You hear that? Yeah, they're bees. Something in this episode that I would like to talk about is about pesticides' effect on bees. Many people today don't understand the seriousness of the loss of bees around the world and its potential of extinction, which could lead to a variety of problems. According to a YouTube video I saw called The Death of Bees Explained, it says that in the US alone, bees are steadily declining from 5 million hives in 1988 to 2.5 million in 2015. As you can see, every year more and more honeybees are lost, and one of the major causes for this issue is the use of pesticides. One chemical used in pesticides and insecticides, which is deadly to bees, are neonicotinoids, which is used, according to the video, in about 95% of all corn and canola crop farms. This means when bees come in contact with a crop or plant while collecting pollen, they bring those pesticides into the hives and contaminate the other bees, resulting in a massive loss of many bees, leaving them with awful side effects mentioned in the video, such as paralysis, convulsion, confusion, and death. Lastly, another important fact about pesticides' effect on animals is according to NationalGeographic.com, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service estimates that 67 million birds die from pesticide poisoning each year, and more than 60 million are exposed. Now that we have reviewed what is pesticides, how is it a problem, what has led to the problem, and some facts about it, we need a solution, and a fast one. I've actually looked into some potential alternatives to using pesticides, and one that caught my attention is called biological control, which involves using living organisms such as insects, pathogens, or grazing animals to suppress a weed infestation. Biological control attempts to recreate a balance of plant species with their natural enemies. Some of the positive impacts of the biological control is, according to sciencing.com, unlike chemical pesticides, biological control agents, also called bioagents, leave behind no long-lasting residue that remains in the environment. They don't leach into groundwater or create resistant strains of insects. Biological control minimizes environmental, legal, and even public safety concerns. Integrated pest control uses bioagents in combination with other measures. This means this solution will be an eco-friendly alternative that is great for our environment. Now, for some of the negative aspects of this alternative is that it may be more difficult for a non-professional to accomplish biological control, given the many variables involved, the specialized knowledge of pests, bioagents, and environmental conditions often needed for success. Of course, this can be fixed if the right people are trained in order to help this alternative solution. As well, another negative impact is that some biocontrol agents can be more or less expensive than pesticides, but it truly depends on the type. Finally, some alternatives we can take into consideration as individuals is polyculture, which means companion planting. Also, we can make natural pesticides as another alternative, which according to foodndtv.com, such as neem leaf, salt spray, and eucalyptus oil are great as natural pesticides we can use at home. Thirdly, another alternative that we can use is to normalize growing things in our garden. We can take opportunities from our yard and grow fruits and vegetables that are not only organic but are great because we're not using pesticides, and we can help save the planet from many other threats that are occurring, whether it's pollution, deforestation, and more. Thank you for coming to my podcast. I hope that you learned that our planet has so much goodness to give us, and that we are taking those opportunities for granted. There are so many ways we can be greener and save our planet for future generations to come, to enjoy the planet that we have with all of the resources we can give them. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. And see you next time on The Secrets of Science by Natalia Lopez.